How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Well, this was an amazing article that I read because I've utilized Airbnb since 2016, and I've heard about these sleeping in houses, tree houses, buses, tents, etc., and so forth for years now. If you don't know what Airbnb is, it's the Uber of hotels, meaning that if you have a great house, sometimes car, trailer, tree house, house, garage, whatever, tents, and people rent them out, and they're basically self-employed contractors utilizing Airbnb, and Airbnb gets a percentage off of your, takes a commission off of your stays and all that great stuff. So, and this one gentleman here did a great job of, he refurbishes buses for people to be able to sleep in. And this gentleman used to be work at a casino out in West Virginia. Now he has a bus and a tree house, and it's a beautiful thing. But anyways, but to actually see an article that went into depth about these kinds of new real estate assets says a lot to me. According to the article that I read the other day, at the age of 27, Will Sutherland, which is the gentleman you see right here next to me, Will Sutherland was a couple of years into becoming a first-time homeowner. He finished a ton of upgrades and repairs on his house, and he started to get the itch to find a new fun project. He worked full-time as an audiovisual technician at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races for 11 years. I remember when I was a kid, because I grew up in Virginia, I would see the commercials, Charlestown Races and Slots, and this is before gambling became legal in the state of Virginia and Maryland and Delaware. And I remember the state of New Jersey, and because they had Atlantic City, and the state of West Virginia, I believe they tried to lobby to try to ensure that those states didn't vote for gambling, because it's going to cut into their revenue. Because if you lived in the Washington D.C. area, hey, in Maryland, quote unquote considered the National Harbor, now you have MGM Hotel, so that's a big deal. So with that being said, it's like living in the DMV area, you had to drive to Delaware and New Jersey or West Virginia if you wanted to get your gamble on. But now it's not like that anymore in the DMV. You can go gamble. And I'm not a big gambler. And heck, I'm a guy that just spent a week, his birthday week, full week in Las Vegas, and I spent $40 and won $60 back. So, that's my limit is usually $40 to $50 to $100 when it comes to me gambling, because I'm just not a big gambler. But I digress. But one day during a work break, this gentleman, Mr. Sutherland, was browsing through Craigslist thinking about maybe getting a cool vehicle or something for a new project. Then a school bus popped up on the screen during a search. Long story short, he bought the bus in an estate sale in the state of Maryland, which is right next door to West Virginia. Since he lives in West Virginia, he drove along with a friend to obtain the school bus. After implementing major renovations, as you see in this picture right here, to the school bus itself, Mr. Sutherland got into they call it schoolie, SKOOLIE, schoolie game, which is known in the Airbnb world as a school bus converted to a tiny house on wheels. The bus doesn't have a bathroom, so guests do have to utilize the bathroom in his house. But a lot of people, it's kind of like camping, so a lot of people love getting that outdoorsy experience. The older I get, I actually can't wait to go to like a Aspen, Colorado, and go to like a ski resort or something to that effect. Maybe even Utah and whatnot. Take a little ski lesson. I've never skied a day in my life, but that's the only time I really want to be around snow, is if I'm in like a ski resort or something to that effect. But I digress. I'm still gonna want to sleep in a heated / conditioned room. I'm not with the sleeping out in the tent thing nonsense. But if you are, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their thing. But anyways, the bus itself now has 40 amps of electricity and a better heating system. It has a queen size bed. Originally it was a double mini fridge, better flooring, privacy curtains, and a porch on the side. The article also stated that it still has the wood stove, and a lot of his guests, Mr. Sutherland's guests, like to go out and split wood and bring pieces in to start a fire. They get satisfaction from that, which makes Mr. Sutherland happy. Also, he has a tree house, which you see over here on Airbnb, and with the combined income from both properties, he was able to quit his job at the casino and help his friends, family out with things just be able to enjoy life. And that's the thing that is just becoming just a big norm nowadays. People hate to hear that. They hate to hear that more and more people have become self-employed. More and more people are thinking outside of the box instead of just having a job. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a job, but I think when certain people, you get a certain age, you say to yourself, okay, like I'm finally in my 40s now. So you start thinking about life differently compared to when you were thinking about life in your 20s. Majority of the time in your 20s, you're just trying to grind, get yours, increase your income, increase your savings, increase your assets. Now, when you get older, I'm sure this gentleman's probably in his 40s as well, or late 30s. He's looking at things at life. Hey, what do I like to do? Yeah, I might like money, but clearly I like living in this small town in West Virginia. I love my friends and family, then the community that I live in, but I don't just want to spend most of my day at a casino working. I want to be able to contribute something else to life, and that's just what it is. It's like, for me, I always say the pandemic was one of the best things. I remember making a video about this on my other channel. The pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to me because I had more time, and a lot of other people did too, especially during the first year of the lockdown 2020, more time to put things into perspective, more time to think about life, more time to think about things that are very important to you and what do you really want to do and the people that you really want to be around. Got to cut out a lot of the minutia, and I got a lot more time. Shout out to the By the Hood University people. They say, they have the Own Your Time and Space platform. I even bought their book. So that's the mindset. That's the mindset you got to have. When you get older, because you never know when this life is going to be over with, and when you clock out, you want to know that you had a good one, and it wasn't just because of your job, it wasn't just because of your family that you're supposed to love and take care of. It's as normal as breathing air and drinking water, but it was because you did things outside of the box that society said deemed to be irrational or risks, huge risks and whatnot. But every day you step outside the house, you're taking a risk, in my personal opinion. The article ended on this note, family, stating that Mr. Sutherland's plan is to gut and insulate buses by adding new floors and decks for solar power, which would cost around $10,000, and then he would sell it for about $15,000. So he has another side hustle, buying buses and flipping them. Instead of flipping houses, he's flipping buses. And he says, I think that would add about $30,000 to $40,000 a year to his income. He says, and I quote, I really like to maintain a balance. I want to enjoy working on my projects while being a host at the same time. I approach every day with the goal of helping someone, doing something for myself, doing something for my property, for my family, and doing something fun but productive. Every day I try to check each one of these boxes off. That's where the real wealth is in my life. And I could not agree with that statement more. The biggest amount of wealth is not, and that's why I would say, make money moves or you're gonna live broke like a fool. The biggest amount of wealth is being able to get up and do what you want to do. There's a bunch of millionaires and billionaires who make a lot of money more than your average working American, but they, as Damon Dash always says, they are the most miserable people on the planet. The real wealth in life is being able to live in a community that you're excited about, be around people that you that you love to engage with, and taking care of your family, enjoying being around your family, and being able to just own your time and space. All right, that is the real wealth in this life. And I don't care where you live at, I don't care what your background is. To me, that is the real wealth in life, being able to do things that you enjoy doing, being productive. Like he said, he's having fun, but he's being productive at the same time, and he's contributing to a life that he doesn't have to take a vacation from. That, my friends, is the real wealth. All right. On that note, Patterson Up Properties, we wholesale real estate in the DMV area in Pennsylvania. We buy tax sales, tax liens, all that great stuff. Give us a contact if you're a wholesaler, investor. You might be a person in distressed property. If you're another person that's a YouTuber and want to just connect, then hey, I'm always willing to engage. All right. So, and if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out WEBULL, Stash, acornscrypto.com, Coinbase, all those platforms. You'll be able to make some money moves. And we are part of the affiliate marketing program known as Gold Standard Partners, where you not only have the opportunity to buy crypto, buy non-fungible tokens known as NFTs, but you have the opportunity to refer others to do the same thing and invest all at the same time. So on that note, as I always say, you can't get fired if you own a company. Clearly, Mr. Sutherland owns owns a multitude of things, but the biggest thing that he owns is that he's got his time and space back. And to me, in my personal opinion, family, you just can't put a price tag on that. And if the pandemic didn't teach you guys that, I don't know what will, because I know the pandemic taught me that, being able to work from home more, being able to engage more, and being able to own a little bit more of my time and space. That's living the dream, family. So on that note, do the great 3 things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves, or you're going to live bro like a fool. Take care.